Hey everybody, welcome to another night of Bible reading. My name is Aaron, and behind the camera is Daddy.
Woohoo!
So, today we'll be reading from Psalms 47 to Psalms 57. So, if you have a Bible, open it and we'll begin. Psalm 47. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob whom he loved, Selah. God is gone up without a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises unto our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth, sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heaven, God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God, he is greatly exalted. Psalm 48, a song and psalm for the sons of Korah. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion. On the sides of the north, the city of the great king. God is known in her places, palaces for refuge. For lo, the kings were assembled there. They passed by together. They saw it, and so they marveled, and they were troubled, and hasted away. Fear took hold upon them there, and pain as of a woman in travail. Thou breakest the ships of Tarshish with an east wind.
Repeat that, Aaron.
Thou
You're reading a little bit shaky tonight. What's up with that?
Nothing.
Let's go again.
Thou breakest the ships of Tarshish with an east wind. As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord, the host in the city of our God. God will establish it forever. Selah. We have thought of thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple. According to thy name, O God, so is thy praise unto the ends of the earth. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. Walk about Zion and go round about her. Tell the towers thereof, mark ye well her bulwarks. Consider the palaces, that ye may tell it to the generation following.
Read that again.
Mark ye well her bulwarks, consider her palaces, that ye may tell it to the generation following. For this God is our God, forever and ever. He will be our God, even unto death. Psalm 49. Hear this, all ye people. Give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I'll incline mine ear to a parable. I'll open my dark saying upon the heart. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil? When the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about. They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious and is ceaseth forever, that he should still live forever and not see corruption. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their hands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah. Like sheep they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Selah. But he thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away, his glory shall not descend after him. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee. When thou doest well to thyself, he shall go to the generation of his fathers, they shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beasts that perish. Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, has spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof, out of Zion. The perfection of beauty God hath shined. But God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour it before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I'll speak, O Israel, and I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God, I will not reprove thee. For thy sacrifices are thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor
Repeat that again, Aaron.
I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he goats out of thy folds. For every beast in the forest is mine, and the cattle upon a thousand hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things.
Read that again, Aaron. Oh, that's so powerful right there. Go back again.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this. Yea, that I forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there will be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation, aright will I shew the salvation of God. Psalm 51. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies. blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall shew forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem, and then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar. Psalm 32. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness, Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living, Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in the wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I praise thee forever, because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints. Psalm 53. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. God looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand, that did seek God. Every one of them is gone back. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called upon God. There were they in great fear, where no fear was. For God hath scattered the bones of him that encampeth against thee. Thou hast put them to shame, because God hath despised them. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. When God bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Psalm 54. Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O God. Give ear to the words of my mouth, for strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Selah. Behold, God is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies, cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and mine eyes hath seen his desire upon mine enemies. Psalm 55. To the chief musician on Nejunath, Mastrel, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me, and hear me. I mourn in my complaint, and make a noise, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and wrath that they hate me. My heart is sore pain within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearfulness and troubling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And I said, Oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Lo, then would I wander off, far off, and remain in the wilderness, Selah. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me that did magnify himself against me, then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man, mine equal, my guide, and mine acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together, and walked unto the horse of God in company. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell. For wickedness is in their dwellings, and among them. As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray, and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. For there were many with me, God shall hear and afflict them. Even he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no changes. Therefore they fear not God. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Cast thy burden upon thee, the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. But I will trust in thee. Psalm 56. Be merciful unto me, O God, for a man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me. Although most high, what time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? Then in thine anger cast down the people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle, and they not in thy book. When I cry unto thee, then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. In God will I praise his word. In the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God, I will render praises unto thee. For thou hast delivered me from soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver?
That sounds so powerful just now. Like, I need a second again. Rewind that again. That sounds so powerful.
In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me. O God, I will render praises unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? Psalm 57. Be merciful unto me, O God. Be merciful unto me. For my soul trusteth in thee. Yea, in the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge. Unto these calamities be overpassed. I will cry unto God most high, unto God that performeth all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me from the reproach of him that would swallow me up. Selah. God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. My soul is among lions, and I lie even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged the pit before me, into the midst whereof they have fallen themselves. Selah. My heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I'll sing and give praise. Awake up, my glory, awake. Pastoralty and harp, I myself will awake early. I'll praise thee, O Lord, among the people. I'll sing unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great unto the heavens, and thy truth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. That was the reading of Psalm 47 to Psalm 57.
Woo.
Woo.
Excellent reading. It was a little bit shaky in the beginning.
Yeah.
You start off a little bit shaky, but you actually pick up the pace and you got back in your groove. But what did you think about the reading?
Me, I really liked it.
What stood out to you?
When two parts mainly stood out to me.
Uh-huh.
One part was talking about when it says that you would dare make death unto your mother's son.
Mm-hmm.
That part really stood out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
why?
Because it's like saying that you would kill your own brother, your mother's firstborn son. Why would you do that?
Mm.
And then the next part that stood out to me was when they was talking about the royals.
Mm-hmm.
When they said that this evil was almost as a woman. I was wondering why would they say that? Probably, and I thought probably because women wasn't pure back then.
They weren't pure. Something for thought. I I have no idea when it comes to that part. I'm not even gonna pretend that I have a slight clue, because I really don't. But the part that I loved was the first one that you talk about, as far as pretty much is like your own blood will pretty much take you down, pretty much kill you, over stupidity. You understand? That part kind of stood out to me, because I see that part live out in day-to-day life, so it just goes to show that these things been going on from creation. Because if the Bible is from creation, then these are things that's been going on for years on top of years on top of decades on top of centuries. You understand? So I definitely, that part stood out. So when I see certain things that's going on right now in earth with blood relative, and I mean, I can testify to that also, because I've been through it, and so it's definitely something that part stood out to me. That part bring it home for me. And like I said, that's why I love reading this Bible with you. Your reading is clear. The clarity is top notch, is very high. And listen, it's a teaching. We are learning. I don't know the Bible. I won't pretend that I know the Bible, but I'm learning the Bible, and I'm learning the words in the Bible, and trying to make sense for myself, not listening to a pastor, not listening to somebody else, but my own son reading it to me, and I'm taking in all of it, and just, a lot of these scriptures I've never even probably heard of before. Because as I said, I'm not a man who, study the Bible, go to church and all of these things, but after Sunday, the Bible closed. So pretty much this right here that we do on a day-to-day basis, it's going to help me, it's going to help you. It's going to help a lot of people out there, whoever view the video, and can appreciate things like this. It's not for everyone, but the ones who can appreciate it, they will get an insight, and probably they start it with their own kids. We always say that we want the kids are the future, and we want the kids to grow up and be good, and they do great things and all of these things. But too often, us as parents are not really participating with the kids. You understand? In things that is are things that make sense. You understand? I'm not talking about only about baseball and football and sports and things like that, but just reading the Bible is so simple, but a lot of us don't even read it. And you don't have to be a Christian. You don't even have to believe in God. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just reading something different, put a different food in your brain. Think of it as food. Today you eat chicken, tomorrow you eat pork, the next day you eat steak, the next day you eat vegetable, and for the rest of the week, you'll probably mix up your vegetable. So think of it as food. And I'm talking to the audience out there because at the end of the day, it's just something to help, through this trying time. And even after this trying time, we're going to continue this. We're going to continue this as often as possible. And I love your reading, son.
Thank you.
Not a good job.
Not a good job.
I say it's another good job. See, you come with the same thing as the other night. So, close out the video as usual.
And comment down below. Have a good night. Subscribe or like. I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna be reading. Thumbs up. We're gonna be reading it more. We're gonna be continuing with Psalms until we finish it. Hope you enjoy. Good night. Stay away from COVID-19. Enjoy your time with your family. Not how much time you have.
And I want to say to all the first responders out there, continue to be safe. Continue to fight a battle that eventually we're going to win, even though it might not seem that way right now. But, on the front line, I just want to say to Miss Natoya, who is my wife, you're on the front line. Be careful, be safe, and just continue to knock it out of the way. And to everybody out there who have it and, trying to fight it, I wish you guys a speedy recovery, and let's just get this thing, beat this thing.
And have a nice day.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.